Okay, hey people, fashionistas, we are here at week three. We are plowing through. We're at week three. That's the great part. We're already at week three. So, what are we going to do this week? We are going to start understanding and developing a fashion lexicon. So, the lexicon is just the language that we use as our descriptors and classifiers of fashion. So, we're going to you are going to develop some more words in your fashion lexicon. You're going to get some terms that you should know. You're going to get some resources so that you can develop some of that lexicon. It's really important. It's the vocabulary, it's the language, it's the fluency of being able to talk about fashion, right? In addition, we're going to get a little bit of history, just a tiny bit of history. It's impossible to do fashion history in a part of a lecture. So I'm really just going to focus on like from 19th century going forward. I do a little peek. I do a little peek back. We're also going to talk about some fashion icons. We're going to talk about some historical icons. I'm also going to introduce you to some of our current icons. And let's just say this when we talk about icons. No list is going to be complete. Historically, the folks that I think and just that history thinks are icons, may be different than what you think. So I'm just introducing you to some of them. Again, as you're developing your lexicon, right? As you're understanding the fluency of fashion, you'll be making references to some of these folks, and then some folks that aren't on this list. So by no means is it a definitive list. Like these are the only icons they are. There aren't, and many of them are deemed icons, but they're also people that I find iconic too. So that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the fashion lexicon and the zeitgeist. And if you don't know that word, you will know that word by the end. You'll know the meaning, the understanding, and how to use that word by the end of this lecture. Again, we get a little bit of history. We'll talk about those fashion icons and how they inspire, what inspiration they are. And then some A to Z of fashion terms. And again, not a complete list because literally there is, let me see, do I have it here? Do I have my fashion dictionary here? I think I took it downstairs. The A to Z, oh no, here it is. I think, yeah, there we go. There we go, sorry, all my books are stacked, on the bottom of this, right? So there's no one, you know, A to Z that I can give you in lecture. This is actually just one of the books I have. I give you a whole list of resources in this lecture, and this is one of the things that I suggest you buy. Like there were no books required for this class. This is a good one to have. This is only like $20, so you can probably get it cheaper on Amazon. But I give you some resources in there too, actually, with all the links to those books on Amazon. So you should have one or two, just so you can, you know, learn more about people that you don't know, that you just don't know about. Sometimes I just like flip through and just look at the pictures. Sorry, and I start flipping through, look at the pictures and just get excited. So there's always something to learn. Fashion is a dynamic industry, and we have a very rich history, but we also have a lot of contemporary things that are happening right now. So that's what we're going to talk about in this lecture. You have a discussion board as well, and you have a styling activity to do a little research project, a mini project on a fashion, on a stylist, or actually on a couple stylists. I gave you more than one to do. All right, so that's where we are. So same scenario. Next page, dive into the lecture, complete the discussion board, work on the styling activity, the little research project, and then watch the recap, and then you're done. Right? It's all doable. So, as always, if you have questions, hit me in the inbox. Stop by visiting hours or schedule an appointment if those visiting hours don't work for you. Okay? All right, see ya.